grasslands. 31.5 million kangaroos have been brutally killed over the last decade based on false claims that kangaroos breed out of control, damage the environment, and become a plague. These killings take place across the country, bringing in up to 90 million Australian dollars annually. A shot in the dark. A report on kangaroo harvesting prepared by a wildlife ecologist found that every year, some 440,000 dependent young kangaroos are either clubbed to death or left to starve to death after their mothers are killed. The Australian government recommends that joeys are killed by blunt force trauma. The code advises how to bludgeon a joey to death too. Regardless of how the kangaroos are killed, at the end of the day, this industry is completely unjust and completely unnecessary. Kangaroos are sentient beings. They are no more of a resource than they are a pest. They are non-human animals who live in harmony with the environment in their own right, not for the sake of humans. Killing native animals for commercial gain and capitalism profits has historically never been sustainable. Native dingoes and other types of dogs, candidates, killed by the wool industry, causing ecosystem disruption. In Australia, dingoes are considered a native species and have lived on the continent in the land for as long as 18,000 years. This species is culturally significant for Indigenous peoples and Aboriginal peoples in Australia, with some regarding the dingo as their totem. Dingoes appear in Dreamtime stories and have roamed freely amongst generations of Aboriginal communities, Indigenous populations who have coexisted with them, as more natural dingo habitat has been destroyed, largely by the beef cattle and sheep industry, and killed by those profiting from environmental harm. Their pack structures have been negatively impacted. As a result, more dingoes have preyed on lambs. In response, the wool industry traps, shoots, and poisons dingoes and native dingoes and their habitat in order to protect profits generated when sheep are shorn and ultimately slaughtered by the meat industry. The Tasmanian tiger was driven to extinction by sheep farmers for the same reasons that dingoes are dying today. The sheep industry killed them, along with sheep farmers, following claims they were killing sheep, without any actual evidence. Dingoes aren't killing most lambs, anyways. The sheep industry is, and the farmers are actually killing more lambs than actual dingoes themselves. With their factory farming, capitalism atrocities. Many lambs die in the wool and meat industry, as many